like to apologize for the interruption. As of now, we're bringing you a live worldwide broadcast from Interpol's ICPO.
It was a day like every other day. I was in my room. I was very young, 10 to 12 years old. I was sitting at the ps4 screen. Didn't know what to play, honestly. All I heard was, the ps4 sounds. It sounded like a helicopter. But on that day I had a thought. That moment was when I realized how... I would say that was the moment I first realized how much of a detriment spending so much time on consoles and screens, essentially, how much of a detriment that is to you. Because while I spent so many nights, days, endless hours playing whatever I was playing, either it was Fortnite, Minecraft, Dead by Daylight, and so on. While I spent so many hours every day doing that thing, I thought about some pretty disturbing images. I thought how, when I'm playing this game for 5 hours, maybe when I play tomorrow, my family won't be here. Maybe I should go spend some time with them. Or I thought maybe I won't have time to do the other thing that I've always wanted to do. It's so nice outside, but I really want to play. What should I do? Then after spending some time playing, sometimes it was fun, it was good. But when I look back on that, I realize I don't remember even a quarter of all of those nights and hours I spent playing those games. And while I thought I had fun in the meantime while that happened, I thought, and I think I've just been realizing this as of late, that time is running out so fast, and I don't know if I can continue to waste my time as I've been wasting it as of my whole life. Because the issue of that is we, of course, as humans have a limited time span that we can spend on this earth, that we can spend doing whatever we're doing, work, family, so on and so forth. There is such a small window of time that we have, and as each day has been going by, I was going to school, then I would come home. Sometimes I'd go outside, but most of the time I would just stay home, play games. Thankfully I was playing with friends most of the time, but even then it was kind of a waste of time. But when I look back on that, it's just I feel kind of empty inside, and I wonder if I have been wasting my time my whole life, essentially. Even now I spend unhealthy amounts of hours each week gaming, even though I go to work. I'm not a bum. I'm not an unemployed homeless guy stealing and stuff outside. I feel like I should be happy of some sorts inside, that I'm trying, I'm doing something with my life, but at the same time I cannot help but feel this way, that all that I've been doing has been such a waste of time, and I feel like my life has been kind of meaningless to this point. I've noticed this, I've been switching between these two moods. One of them is my usual mood, when I'm chilling and whatever. That the first one is usually when the second one is kind of asleep, when it's not awake, when I don't feel this kind of stress underneath myself or inside my own mind, that stress kind of runs up slowly over time, and then my mood switches, and it's kind of, I feel like it could be a little bit like a bipolar disorder, you know, and sometimes I will be happy for a few months even, but then as the stress slowly rises, you know, from responsibilities, you know, maybe I will need to do a very good job at work in 4 days or whatever, and or I will need to do this exam for work, I will need to do this or that, and then just the stress as it piles inside, I cannot help but just feel so empty, and I cannot force myself to do anything other than spend my time on screens, you know, gaming, as I've always been my life. This thing with gaming, I've used it as a coping mechanism for so long that I cannot see myself doing anything different than that now. Even though I do have a partner, I have a family, not kids right now or anything, but I have a family, I have a few friends. But I just cannot help myself in this situation, and then I just fall back into gaming for hours. Then I do feel good about myself, but then as I wake up the next day, you know, I realize I could have done this for work, I could have done that to help myself lower the stress by lowering the amount of work I will have to do. But then I just fall back into, you know, okay, maybe 1-2 games, this shit will get better, you know, and then I try to forget that I have a big responsibility on that day. And this is all kind of a one paragraph, or I don't know, one big thought diluted into multiple thoughts. You know, I've been realizing this since I was younger, but only now did it come into a full picture, that the time we have is so incredibly short, and it kind of makes me sad. It makes me really sad, because then I'll think about, you know, the fact that in a few years, in 20, 30 years, maybe I won't have anyone in my life anymore. Or it could be even a few years, like in 2 or 4 years. You know, my mother could die, my brothers could die, I don't know, even my partner could die. And I just cannot stop thinking about this fact sometimes. You know, it's like the realization when you're young and somebody tells you that the sun will explode in a billion years or something. And then you think, oh my god, everybody that I know will die, and I will die, and I will be so sad and stuff. This is kind of the same thought, but only bigger. Because I've been realizing, firstly I thought, you know, I've been the same since I was 12. And there wasn't any big differences in anything, you know, looks, yeah, sure. But I kind of thought, I don't know, I was such a fool that I thought I wouldn't age like everybody else aged. You know, maybe there could be a utopia where I didn't age and I could be happy my whole life, spend unlimited time with everybody and do everything that I want and stuff. But now, after, I'm just gonna say, after a few years of that I've been slowly realizing that shit just doesn't happen in real life, you know. That is just a fool's game. And I really wish I could talk about this with somebody, which is why I'm throwing this video out there, hoping somebody will reach back to me and perhaps we could talk about this, share our thoughts. And yeah, I will make another video soon. Perhaps it will be something of similar values, but I hope this kind of depressing talk isn't very upsetting to watch for you guys. But regardless of that, I'd like to thank you for watching very much. I do appreciate all of the support. And if you could, please go watch my video about sharing and caring, because that is of a different note. It's kind of comedic, it's funny, I'd say. And so I think if your mood has been kind of low recently, maybe that could help you alleviate that a little. Okay, bye bye.